Hey there guys, so last time in the anime we saw that the demon lady Kurt captured was a warrior with values, and agreed to only answer who defeated her. It was Kurt. So he came down to get some answers. She heard Hildegard's name from Kurt, so just to be sure she confirmed they know the same Hildegard. Soul Flare revealed she came here to save her because she was captured by the Marquis Tycoon, and she attacked our group because she saw Akuri has teleportation power. So she wanted to use her powers to save Hildegard, that's all. Kurt knew Hildegard from when he was a kid, so Mimiko decided to help them out. Marquis was holding a 3-day festival in his city, so it was a good chance to gather info in 2 days and strike on the 3rd day. But in these 2 days our girls decided to go on a date with Kurt, and Lise wins the first day date. They looked like a happy couple enjoying the festival together, but Kurt was still worried about his friend. But there's still 1 day to go, and before that the second date begins. But first we got back to the past where Kurt found adamantine to make a sword for Yuli Shah under a mastersmith. He laughed how Kurt was making a sword like a noob until he saw the sword in action. So the dwarf decided to go on a journey to learn more about the world, and Kurt gifted that sword to Yuli Shah. That's how the lady was falling hard for the guy. And today it's her official first date. Luckily even Akuri was sleeping, so she got Kurt all to herself. But then a street vendor was being bullied by thugs, and Yuli Shah tried to avoid it, but knowing Kurt, that would be difficult. Bro went over to know the whole matter, and finds out that those goons didn't like the meat bun that Uncle made, so they messed his shop. That's why Kurt bought 1 bun, and found it tastes very good. So goons got angry at him, and pushed him back, and Yuli Shah told them he's staff at Atelier Master. Atelier is where nobles hang out, so the goons didn't want to mess with him, and ran off. But they hurt that stall owner pretty badly. Kurt examined him, and saw a few bones are fractured. Yuli Shah tried to convince Kurt to give him his own potion. But Kurt thought his healing potions aren't good, and took the man to the hospital. That's when an undercover bodyguard signals Yuli Shah. She gave her the info that there's a cooking competition in the afternoon, and the guy who won last time hired the goons to mess up his opponent, so he's the reason Yulish's date was ruined. And soon Kurt got back with the news that the uncle has to be admitted to the hospital because his injuries are severe. That's why the owner was worried about his shop and competition. Yuli Shah knew where it was going, and Kurt decided to help them out. He already promised that man he'll save his stall, so Yuli Shah gave up. She now wants to win this competition. But those goons have already ruined all of their meat buns, but Yuli Shah assured Luna they could pull it off. Kurt knew he will manage something, and Yuli Shah asked Kurt to teach Luna the recipe. Because if they make the buns it will be their win, not the stall owner and her daughters. So with it their plans were made, and Yuli Shah asked Kurt what will he need. Kurt gave his full recipe and ingredients list to her, but he also wanted some beans and permission for digging right here. Not sure why he wants permission for digging though, but Yuli Shah obliged. And the man who did all this made donuts. The judges have already started their lookout in the market, and this guy has bought one of that judge to make his win solid. But the public were singing praises of the meat buns, so the crony went to see himself and found a huge lineup in the shop. He was unsure why his goons didn't work, and on the sidelines a hot spring was arranged for the public too. But Luna completely told them how she made it using fruit, beans, and boiling it, just like Kurt taught her. Judges were impressed how the little lady came up with this recipe and made such delicious buns, so judges tried one and Gargle too. All of them were falling for this. But to make these buns so soft they had to make it in hot water, for which they dug up a hot spring to use. But Gargle can't believe they dug one whole hot spring in just an hour. Yuli Shah also admits it's impossible for normal folks, but she got a staff from Atelier Master. Then, how did they get their permission then? And the secret party was Lise, who brought the permission from Marquis herself. She's the 3rd princess, and now this hot spring will be used as a tourist attraction. Gargle then tried to take help from the guy he bought, but he also refused. Then he saw the goons he had hired and goes to ask why they couldn't do their job. But it turns out to be Lise and phantom guards. She caught those guards, and they are already in jail. They even dug info on Gargle and found he was using some addictive things in his food to make customers come back to him. They found this info because all the cooks in Tacon's castle are his men. So Lise dug up the info with illusion, seeing that Gargle tried to kill Lise, and that confirmed his ticket to the afterlife. He didn't know that she's the 3rd princess of the kingdom anyways. Lise also felt bad Yuli Shah couldn't have her date with Kurt, but she wasn't that disappointed. Then Tycoon heard about this news and was upset when Gargle and his whole racket got arrested, since their own chefs were involved. So now they got no chef in the castle. Worse, tomorrow the princess and Atelier master are coming here. So his secretary suggests to hire the cook who won the competition today. Tycoon thought if the princess doesn't have a problem attending Commoners' Festival, she won't object to food made by them. More so, his target is to speak with Atelier master. And away from there, Lee's plan to use her illusion, and in that way they have to get to that secret room hidden in the kitchen. Kurt was worried, but Rikudo assured him they'll save his friends. Kurt was unaware, but Lee's planned to use her illusion like this today. She would make herself look like Rikudo, so they could solve the touch problem, and with that plan they got ready. But a phantom reported that Kurt was hired as a chef at Taekon's mansion, which made the two ladies depressed. And right there our episode 10 ends, but stay tuned to watch more episode recaps in my channel, and for that subscribe the channel, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Till then, take care.